Goopball. Doo-doo. Hey, we're live. Hey, good morning. This is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, just like it says up there on the sign. And, and I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And here we're here to talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way to help you get home to your family and friends so you can mess with people and have some fun. Also to grow your own business if you got, or a side entrepreneur, or contribute to the environment and community, like we talked about with our fortune cookie a couple sessions ago, where you get more time to help build more karma, right? And then we do it in such a way to add value, increase value quicker to your customer and get more value out of your products by balancing life and work and life and work, and then have some fun. So we do that as we go. And I have a couple things I want to talk about. I want to do a little talk about Shu Ha Ri a little bit. We got to do the kung fu stuff. No, Shu Ha Ri. We'll talk about that. And then being a Scrum Master. But I just want to give a little update on my little rant the other day about leadership and doing things. And I'll be honest, I didn't get much communication back at all, if any, yet. So I don't know how the weekend's going with comments or stuff like that. However, it was great because I did a lot of reflection, right? Had a lot of things going on, but started coaching myself. I turned my coaching from an outward coaching to an inward coaching. I was watching some coaching videos and just thinking about it, and took the opportunity by not reacting and getting emotional to the person I was talking to and what we're doing. Maybe I did get a little bit like that the other day. It's just being honest, right? Um, just because of the points of view and all, and getting into more of the coaching stance, right? Where am I at? How am I neutral? How can I help coach this opportunity? Take this opportunity for rejection outright to a coaching opportunity. I don't know how much I can get into this to help coach the leadership and thinking. Don't have any clue, right? But why not, right? I have a feeling I need to work there and find out how to work together to come up with that and coach that. So, but it was great. I started talking about some things, maybe do some journaling, talked into my coach's coach from my group I'm taking now, and getting ready for our retreats and things like that. So catching up on studies and kind of doing some reading. Okay, you're at a tough spot. Maybe you should read some coaching books to figure out how to get there. Like if you're in Scrum and sometimes you have issues in Scrum, there's lots of books out there to read. Like the other day, I was just kind of looking at the Lean Startup book by Eric Ries. That's why I showed it. I started rereading it again, just to get into it. I had taken that BAF class with IC Agile, and a lot of material was all referencing the Lean Startup book. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I should reread it. Not that I didn't have the information, just like took the class. Most of the reference were in there. I read it a long time ago. I think I bought this book like over 2 years ago. So it's been 2 years since I really read it. So I figured I might as well hit back on it. So I started that. Though with kids, trying to read, you don't get much time. You get maybe a half hour. If you get an hour, that's a miracle to read. So I'm drifting off topic. We're at 4 minute mark. This is episode 223. I think we started around, what's 4 minutes? So 6:12 or 6:14, something like that. We started. Anyway, Shu Ha Ri. And I wrote it down because, what are you doing? Hi. Got somebody coming into the show. What, you want this over here? You just want to be next to me. Sorry about this, everyone. We have a customer who desires a spot to sit, and I'm trying to make her room. You good now? Do I need to move this book out of your way? Is that book in your way too? Okay, would you lay down? All right. So Shu Ha Ri. And I was thinking about it because I was thinking about how I've coached in the past, and I wrote this a couple of days ago. Sometimes I write. Eddie, can you take your cat? And so Shu Ha Ri, what is it, right? Um, the first part's the Shu is where the student follows the teacher, right? And you're really intense, and that's like the teaching phase, right? So that's where me as a coach, um, I am working hand in hand with Scrum Masters, BAs, individuals, whatever, and we're teaching and learning how I'm going to use Scrum because I do that a lot, how Scrum operates, the functionality, the reasons why, um, more than just, hey, daily Scrum is 15 minutes. Okay, so we have a 15-minute, we're done. We're doing Agile now, right? Oh, sprint planning. Sprint planning is only an hour, and you pick what items in the backlog that are given from the product owner, and now you are doing Scrum, right? That's it, done. Every and we're doing Agile, right? Because we have a planning meeting, a daily Scrum. Oh yeah. Um, review. So we show what software we do, though even though we didn't finish any software, but we do a demo, or maybe we skip a demo because we haven't finished the software yet, but we're doing Agile, right? Because we intended to do a review, right? And the retro. Oh, I know the retro. That's okay. I already know what we did wrong. So we don't need to do a retro, but we're doing Agile, right? That kind of thing. So I kind of coach in getting away from that mentality because maybe they got coached that way, or maybe they were taught that way, and maybe they accepted, they checked off a box in some kind of audit form that they are practicing Agile. And the question in the audit form, are you doing your ceremonies? Well, yes, well, then you are Agile. Then you're good to go, right? So that's the Shu part. This is where I come in and help get that going, or Scrum Master, and part of their task is to get that going, right? Then the Ha. So now the Ha is where the student starts branching out, um, starts to learn their own thing, look at new ideas, maybe read, a new book, or maybe a new book. I got too many books over here I got to read. So that's why I got to start reading them. If you're doing safe, the flow book, you have to read this book. This is where, if you're in safe and you haven't read this book, you're not in the Ha state yet. This is Ha, right? That's the Ha for safe, by the way. Re is where you're starting to practice it on your own. Maybe you're saying, hey, we're doing Scrum. Scrum's great. I got it. Would Kanban make it quicker? Do we want to do less? Do we, all these other techniques? Do we want to do more extreme programming? So that's where you start experimenting and you figuring out how best works for your team. Maybe the prescribed 4 hours or whatever for a uh, sprint review is not needed. Maybe you adjust that, right? So now you're adjusting what you know to, by understanding what's coming out of these books and have a deeper understanding of what we're trying to do. Now you're adjusting to make sure that you ensure you still have the deep results out of what we're teaching, but now you're finding ways to get it more efficient, more lean, right? So the reason why I wrote it, right? I wrote this up, the Shu Ha Ri, because sometimes, a lot of times, and I didn't mention this. So Shu is, we're teaching you, you're learning, you're listening to the masters. I'm always learning. I'll be honest with you, always learning, don't know enough. Most people out there know a lot more stuff than I know. I just make things work and I try to make it happy. Um, so that's the Shu, right? The Ha is where teams I coach, when I hear, and I've heard this happen a few times, and I think I mentioned it on this thing. Like, I had one team, or some people say, well, what would Greg say? Let me put my Greg hat on. I got to get a Greg hat, put that on my head. That's where you are now really learning stuff and growing on your own. How would Greg say? Because soon enough it'll be how would I say it, or how would I do it right, versus how would Greg say. So in the ha part, you're still referencing what I've been teaching and conveying and habits informing, and how do I ask the questions so you're ready. So later on you're in the re part. Now as an agile coach, the re part is where I leave, right? Some people say, oh, we want you there permanently. Yeah, the re part is where I'm not there no more. I did my job. So by the time I get Shu Ha, Ha is when I start going, is it time to move on now and let you grow your own way and become your own group? And the Re is when I leave and I go do the next job. So it was kind of interesting. I was thinking about this before, more in the Greg hat, but also in the dynamic and growth of a team, right? So that's my interpretation of Shu Ha Ri and how I coach. And it's not like the big book and all this stuff, but that's it. The Shu is where I'm in there teaching and working with you, learning how the tools of the trade, how it works, how it goes, the thought process behind that, my thought process behind that too. And then the Ha is where you're out reading the books, getting the deeper knowledges, getting the flow book if you're in safe. If you're doing entrepreneur business side, getting the the other books, right? Getting the Lean Starter book, right? And getting there, right? And then and the re is when the coaches leave and you're growing yourself. Now you might go ask the coaches, what do you think about this? So like a lot of times when I'm coaching, I'm more in the re area, but I will reach out to other coaches. I'm always growing. You're always bouncing back and forth. You're always going back and forth depending on the subject and the expertise level. So don't ever think you know everything. So there was a good article. How do you know when people don't know enough? A personal think is when they say I know and they say, let me go find out. I think it's this answer, but I go do some more research. So that's a little topic there. And then the last topic that I wrote down was being a Scrum Master. And said this yesterday that, job wise and how secure I am on what I can do. And I said, there's agile coaching. Even if I wanted to, I wanted to be a Scrum Master. Let me say something about being a Scrum Master. I personally think the Scrum Master is the best job. And people talk down being a Scrum Master. They want to be an agile coach, and they want to do. And yeah, it's fine, and it's kind of the where you go and how you doing it, right? Sharing with others, right? When I see an agile coach, we're now more going out there, sharing with teams, sharing ideas, doing the Shu Ha Ri. We're basically doing Shu Ha Ri when you become a coach. And if you like that, then that's you can do it. I kind of like that. But I also love being a Scrum Master. Scrum Master is the best, right? So I don't want to demote or poo-poo or lower the bar what a Scrum Master is. You get to work with some really great people. You're really in the group. You really get to dig in one-on-one if you take it to a point to really coach the team. You get the experience. You get to build camaraderie. You get to have fun. You get to get people interact and socialize with each other. You get to see them win and demo and see some great, neat stuff being developed in your Scrum team. Scrum Master is an awesome job. And I just wanted to put that out there because I didn't want anybody out there thinking that I'm saying that being a Scrum Master is not that great. To me, it's an awesome job and there's times when you get to code a little bit, maybe they invite you to help them out. So you can dabble in a little bit, learn your own tools and trades. You learn from all these smart people you work with, right? And they're all super smart. They're 10 times smarter than I am, and how they do their trades. So you get to do that. So being a Scrum Master is an awesome job. And when I say go back to it, it's not that it's like, oh, it's the worst option. It's like kind of actually want to do it every once in a while. I want to be in there and do the kudos box, right? And see how people interact and promote that inner workings on a team of, like 10 people or whatever it would be, and just getting them to become really close, right? It's just fun. It's just fun. And you develop that, and because as an Agile coach, you don't get to do that. You jump from team to team. You don't develop, like I said, you're going to do you're going to go away, right? So you don't develop that bonding and that relationship you have with the team. So being a Scrum Master is awesome. It's 15 minutes. We're at the end of our daily Scrum time box, right? And we'll say goodbye and have a good day. Don't forget, hit the bell so you get notices when we go live and put up some videos and things like that. I keep saying, and I got to do that so I get more out there, because apparently somebody's TikTok video of doing the Coke experiment is blowing up again. It came down. It's like a camel hunt. It went really up there, came down, now it's back up again. So he's got like 615 views. I said, boy, you're gonna get YouTube famous. So we're going to do more TikTok. I got some ideas for an experiment. I am going to be speaking at an event at the IIB conference here in Philadelphia. So Internal Auditors Conference. And we'll talk about that later. Anyway, take care. Have a great day. See you later. Enjoy your Sunday, or maybe it's Monday, depending where you are on the globe. And have a great day. Bye. See ya.